All right, so yeah, welcome to another video. It's been a while. I guess today we're gonna talk about changing as a person, and I feel like this is a topic that's like covered fairly oftenly, but sort of always in the same light. In that, like, people always go, "Oh, changing as a person is like normal, blah blah blah." Um, but I guess I just wanted to give my own take on it because it's sort of kind of relevant to my life recently. I'm in high school, if you didn't know, and my kind of middle, I guess, nearing sort of. I'm not really nearing the end yet, I guess. But yeah, I'm a couple of years into high school, and I didn't really feel it freshman year, or even sort of started sophomore year-ish, but recently I've felt like I've completely changed as a person, and so have most of my friends. And it's weird because I've switched schools so many times, just growing up, that I've rarely had an opportunity to be around people so often, or like for long enough, that I've seen them like grow and change and develop as people. Yeah, I like to joke with nobody actually. I don't have anybody that I've gone through this with, so nobody really gets the joke. But yeah, well, besides like some of my family members, I guess. But yeah, it's like it was like, oh no, I've got a 3-year curse because I was at a elementary school for 3 years, and then I switched, and then I was at a middle school for 3 years. Well, not even 3 years. I mean, yeah, I was like first, second, third grade, and then I went to another school for fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, which is kind of the most random mashup of grades. Now, and then I went to another school for, oh yeah, sorry, my mom was here, but yeah, now I'm at this other school, and I've been here since 7th grade. So I guess the curse is finally sort of broken. But yeah, I guess in that time I've sort of seen my friends kind of change and grow. And I guess, I mean, something my dad said was that, like, as people get older, their personalities start to change more, like, become more divergent. And while I disagree with that, I mean, I disagreed with it the first time he said it, actually. I remember thinking, what? No, that's not right, in 3rd grade. And now I still sort of hold that same view. Because I think even, like, yeah. Sorry, my mom just came back again. What was I talking about? Yeah, oh, right. Personalities, right. So, while I don't think that kids' personalities are necessarily super different, well, I guess they are, because even like when you look at kids, they've got a huge array of like personalities. I feel like it's just that like kids are less prone to like the massive mood swings that you sometimes see in adults, and like they don't have as many major, life events that sort of alter how they're feeling. They live more like day by day in the moment. So you don't really get to see the full spectrum of their personalities, I guess. But yeah, something. I mean, but like as people get older, you start to see that. And I feel like recently, they also change as people, and I feel like especially in high school, my friends, my whole friend group has kind of been like completely reshuffled. Yeah, some people who I was sort of like besties for the rest. Well, I wouldn't say besties for the resties. Well, like pretty good friends with, I don't talk to as much anymore. Because they're just into different things and they're kind of different people. And I feel like I've started to become a different person too. This is gonna sound really stupid, but I remember when I was in quarantine, I had like a moment of self-realization where I was like, oh, hey, wait a minute. I wasn't a good person. I'm not a good person. Yeah. And then I kind of just moped around on that for a while, and then I started dedicating myself to trying to become a better person. There's gonna be people who know me who watch this video, so it's gonna be kind of funny. I was like, oh wow, you're becoming a better person. You know, I still don't think I'm really a great person now, but I'd like to think that I'm a better person now than I was even like a year ago, you know. Yeah. But I guess that kind of brings me to the thing, because sorry, I gotta give a little more backstory before I kind of bring you guys to my dilemma sort of here. But yeah, as I was in quarantine, I was like, who do I become, you know? So I kind of looked for like role models, I guess, and for a while I latched onto Spider-Man. Yeah, and it was like whoa, I'm bad socially and awkward. Maybe I could just be Tom Holland. He's not that awkward socially and stuff. Yeah, and I do struggle to hold conversations. So it's I mean, it's kind of funny because I could talk for like hours on end here, but just not to another person. I don't really know why. Maybe it's still like COVID, you know. I did so much of it, Bed Wars commentaries and stuff. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I sort of latched onto. I'm like, whoa, I'm so awkward. And then after a while, I was like, okay, maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe I should stop being so awkward. So I try to become less awkward. But the problem is, once you sort of start being awkward and you forget how to have social interactions, it's really hard to rediscover that. And ever since my self-realization that, hey, I'm not a very good person, I haven't had a lot of self-confidence and stuff either. That kind of made me more awkward. Yeah. And I feel like recently, I've finally been sort of breaking out of the awkwardness, like a little bit more. But now I'm sort of scared that puts me that makes me like arrogant in a way, or just like a mean person, you know. I feel like I've been coming off, you know, quite often like more mean than just not mean. That's kind of, well, yeah, I guess mean than I intended to be. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, and I don't know what to do about it, and it's kind of messing with me because recently I've kind of had a string of like good things happening, you know. I've managed to improve my grades quite a lot, and you know, I just kind of locked in. Actually started really sweating for chem. And I mean, what else? I started doing better in debate. I won a nice little trophy at a medium-sized tournament I'm kind of proud of. Came in third place. Think we should have, well, could have beat the other team, but we were just not in it that day. Slept really poorly the past, or not the past 3 days, but the 3 days leading up to that. Yeah, and then recently I got accepted into something that I was really looking forward to. So I haven't had this whole string of, you know, victories, yay. And it's like really great, because I feel like what kind of drew me to Spider-Man in the beginning was that I've always sort of had like a Peter Parker luck. Like this like aura of just bad things that kind of happen sometimes. Like whenever I used to grow plants or anything, like they would die. I don't know, it's like the characters that have reflected me most are like Peter Parker, Charlie Brown. You know, I'm built like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. It's a reference if anybody gets it. None of my friends get it, I think. Hopefully somebody will. But yeah, so now I don't really know how to feel, and it's kind of left me feeling a little empty inside, I guess. Because some people are like, wow, you've changed, some of my friends, you know, and then I'm like, oh no, and they're like, yeah, you wouldn't have done this a while back. But I feel like that part of me was always there. It was just kind of like hidden beneath the self-anxiety. And still some other people are like, oh wow, Bill, you're not as anxious and worrisome as you were before. That's good. And I'm like, yay, but at what cost, you know? And then I'm starting to think, like, for a period there, was all like the kindness and stuff in me not there? Was it only like, did it only appear there because it was buried beneath the anxiety and like awkwardness? Did I come off as like a better person because I just talked less? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can work to become a better person, but it's just so much of it I feel like is almost like instinctual, you know what I mean? Like how I react to things. And sure, I could like, oh no, it's my family's fault for raising me that way. But like, you know, a lot of it, the buck stops here or whatever, you know? Yeah, that's kind of my rant, I guess, about change. And, you know, my part at least, I feel like a lot of my friends have been changing too. And originally, back during COVID, I had a huge problem with this because all of the friends that I like painstakingly gained after like not having friends for years, through like pretty much all of middle school, they started becoming different people and they became friends with different people. And I tried so hard to cling on to those old friendships that I just became a really toxic friend and ended up losing a lot of friends in the process. Which was pretty sad. Because I remember I used to cry myself to sleep some nights because I was like, why are they friends with me? You know, I don't know. It was an emotionally tumultuous time, all right? It was, yeah. This is really off topic, but it's nice having this like veil of anonymity, whatever, on the internet to just talk about these things. It's like therapy at home. Mom, can we get therapy? No, we have therapy at home. Therapy at home. But yeah, yeah, and I guess in a way, during COVID, that sort of like change I saw with my friends within my friend group, a lot of them were just YouTuber friends, that kind of prepared me for now, where my friends are changing again, except this time in real life. Yeah. Sorry, my sister just came in. Yeah, they're trying to get me to eat lunch, so I'll try to wrap this up quickly. But yeah, you know, people change. And I guess my lesson, I guess, at the end of the day is that it's not always a bad thing. You do lose somebody, but you can never really make it the way things were. And you don't want to dwell on the way things were either, because that doesn't do anything but bring like a lot of guilt and sadness, and a lot of just useless, like, I mean, after reflection, it just gets into a lot of useless, like, beating yourself up or just feeling, you know. So I used to get so sad thinking about how, like, you know, the good times I had with these guys, how we were all nice friends and whatnot. And then I used to blame them too. It was like, oh, why'd they have to change? But, you know, it's, people change. Like the tides of the ocean, at least yeah, road trip, dream road trip. But yeah, I don't know, I guess that's my first deep lesson for you guys. My second one is just, even if these guys do change, might be a blessing in disguise, who knows. People are always changing, it's just that we don't really realize it. There's this quote from like Winnie the Pooh. I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like, I wish we knew like tomorrow was like here before it was here, or something like that. I might have made that up actually. A lot of people tell you to embrace change, but to just sort of close out, I know I'm preparing for a raid here, but just to sort of close out, I don't think change is something you need to necessarily embrace or refute. It's just like rolling with the punches, you know? Sometimes life deals you some cards and you just gotta play with them. And sometimes other people reshuffle their deck and you gotta play with them still too. Even if that means that you don't play with them as much. Okay, this analogy is going too far. Guess the video, I mean, this is pre-recorded. The video's pre-recorded. It's got another, like, I don't know, 3 minutes to it. So, yeah, I'll just end it here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Adios.